I'm Sam. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I explained the name of my channel in my first video if you want to check that out. If you're not curious at all, that's fine. Today I thought I would try something different. I'm gonna try and do a reading. Obviously every practitioner is different, so it's probably not going to be like anybody else's, and that's fine because it's a very intuitive thing. I don't know, but I wanted to share, like, I recently bought a set of runes to work with, like you know, like the Norse alphabet or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, but I bought a set of runes and they look kind of like that. They're opalite. And opalite is not usually a natural stone. It is man-made glass with color in it, usually some blue, to make it pretty, I guess. To make it look a little bit like opal. Some of them are more tinted and some of them are less tinted. But anyways, I thought they were really cool, and I like that they're all kind of uniform in their shape and size, kind of like Scrabble tiles, because I love Scrabble, which means that some of them aren't really like this symbol is supposed to be like that, but anyway. They're all similar in shape and size, like Scrabble tiles. But my order came with a natural stone, which I'm not exactly sure what it is. Is this supposed to be a natural opalite? I'm not sure, because I don't know. I can't find pictures that look just like it when I search for opalite or opal, because it seems a little dark to be, I don't know. Anyway, and the other thing that came with the order was this pretty thing, a nice little pendulum. But this is very obviously resin. This is just like they poured, you know, like resin into a mold. It shows up on camera as more looking like opalite than it does in person. Just kind of looks like clear resin to me. But anyway, like very lightly tinted. So I do have a regular like stone pendulum, a rose quartz, but it's not about the tool, it's about the practitioner. And so I noticed that when I try this one, I don't know if you can get it on camera, I'd have to back up so that you can see how I'm not trying to move my hand, but I was like, it's got to be about the practitioner, not so much about the tool, right? So even though it's like a little resin thing, I can still interact with it. So I'm going to try and be very still. Show me yes. It's moving forward toward me and away. Stop. Thank you. Stop. This one takes a while to stop on its own. Okay, it's close. Show me no. Show me no. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. It always shows me no easier than yes. Thank you. You're done. You can stop. Thank you. Now, I think I'm keeping my hand pretty straight there, so I'll look back on the video and see. But anyway, if that might be something you're interested in, let me know in the comments. Maybe we'll do like some questions with a pendulum or something, and I can like direct the camera like down to the board where you can see it, so I'm not like just holding my hand way up in the air like that. So I can like actually balance on the desk, you know? But anyways, the thing that I had for today that I wanted to try, I want to do a reading. So So I'm going to start by drawing an oracle card from this deck, Soul Coaching Oracle Cards by Denise Lynn. They're really pretty. I like them. So I'm just going to, see, and that's the other thing. I don't know if I should like direct the camera at the cards or if I should like back up maybe. I don't know. And these cards always seem to stick together in clumps. I don't really like that, but they're so pretty. And I figure we'll use an oracle card to theme the tarot reading. I kind of feel like it'll be a love reading, but I'm not sure. I'm not real skilled with this yet. I'm not real practiced. It's like still pretty new. And this deck, I usually end up just shuffling the way I normally do, like with a deck of cards, because they seem to go together better, not like in clumps. So I'll just do it that way. All right, and then I'll just cut the deck. I'm feeling this one. Let's see here. Oh, okay. We have strength. She's riding a dragon. I'm sure that takes a lot of strength. Holding on. So pretty. I love the way her hair is flown in the wind. Like, it must feel amazing to ride a dragon. I don't know. I like the idea. I've always liked the idea. Kind of like in Harry Potter, where he's like, what's that bird horse thing? That he like rides over the water and like it dips its foot in. Anyway. I always just love the imagery, and I think it would be so cool, so fun. Oh, the deck I'm using for the tarot to expand on the theme of strength is The Last Unicorn Tarot. I don't know if everybody else has seen this movie. It's pretty old. It's about as old as me. But it's not, I don't consider it like a kids type movie. I feel like you have to be older to really understand like all of the little nuances in it. Anyways, maybe that's just me. I don't know, but because I was pretty oblivious to everything as a kid, but I don't know. Like, I was a pretty dang oblivious kid. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway. I feel like kids today are like way more in tune with what's happening around them than I ever was. So anyways, there's that pretty card again. I just really like it. So I'm going to set that aside over here. And we're going to draw, I'm not sure, I'm thinking 5 cards, but we'll see what flips out. This might take a while. What needs to be heard? What is my collective going through? What needs to be heard right now? Like, I feel like you should back up so you can see that I'm like not looking through the cards, you know. Another thing I really like about this deck is that the Last Unicorn movie, like, I feel like that one flipped out. 6 of Cups. It kind of sort of changes, like it adds nuance to the definitions of the cards. If I was more experienced, I would tell you what the Six of Cups signifies, but I'm going to look it up in a minute after I draw the cards. But I know that Cups has to do with like emotions and intuition, water, that kind of thing. I feel like I'm also nervous, and that might be why. Let's take it, because I like to wait until cards flip out. Like, I know a lot of creators do that here on YouTube, but I really like that method. Like, that way I'm not like second guessing, am I choosing this one, or is that the one I'm supposed to choose? You know, I feel like if it flips out, it's a very clear sign. But sometimes it just takes a while. Okay, that one flipped. Ooh. Six of Coins. Coins are pentacles in a regular tarot deck. This is Molly Grew and the little pirate cat. And I know coins or pentacles are about like physical abundance, physical wealth, things like that. Just physical realm, basically. I don't remember what element it's connected to, but I want to say earth. Okay. What other cards do we need? We already have 2 6s out. So like maybe the number 6 is significant. Maybe you might be seeing 6s. The 5 of Swords, which I've seen this card recently, and I know it means conflict. And the image on this card, I think, is really interesting, because if this signifies conflict, I never realized that like Schmendrick was in love with Amalthea and was like, you know, kind of sad when she started like going with the prince. I don't know, it just kind of, I never really saw it that way in the movie, but when it's on the cards like that, it's kind of nuanced it, you know? Anyway, so we got 2 more cards to go, at least, and then I can go through and see what it, like, kind of means. Because, again, I'm not, not yet. I'm learning. Wow, that one flew all the way across the desk. 9 of Cups. That's interesting. The little drunk skeleton there. All right. So that one really wanted to come out. And we'll do at least one more. Oh, or a couple more. Wow. Hang on, they went way under the desk. Let me get my grabber here. It's just easier, especially if it's like under the desk, you know? Anyway, so these came out together. 6 and 7 of Swords. So those will be the last ones. And then the bottom of the deck, which is usually the theme of the reading, is 7 of Cups. But I already themed it as strength, so I'm not sure. I'm going to look at what they all mean, and then I'll put it all together. So this was on the bottom of the deck. Schmendrick, and it looks like he's casting the one where he actually turns her from a unicorn into a human. So we'll see what that means. Now I'm using this book, Myself Tarot Spread Collection, written and compiled by Myself Tarot. It came with an order. And I like it. It's pretty easy to figure out. So we started off with the Six of Cups, Molly Grew, and the Unicorn. So cups, Six of Cups, the keyword there's only like one keyword on this. So it keeps it simple. So you can be more intuitive, I guess, with it. But the Six of Cups is memories. Okay. And that is when she first meets the unicorn. So Molly asked the unicorn when she first met her, where were you when I was young, when I was new? Because unicorns only came to virgins, And she's like this old, well, not old, but like this middle-aged, like, quote, used up woman, because she was whatever. But, so how does this change the nuance for memories? They didn't have memories together. This is when they first met. So I'm feeling like there's something you need to let go of or accept that maybe didn't happen for you. But if you accept it, you can have a good relationship with it now and move forward with it. Kind of like how I used to draw a lot and now I don't anymore. So this might be telling me I can go back to something that I stopped doing or never started doing, and it's okay to move forward with that dream. So that's how I feel that nuances the definition of memories. And our next card was the Six of Coins with Molly Grew and the Pirate Cat. And that is generosity. Okay. So in the movie, the cat, out of nowhere just starts talking. And she's like, wait a minute, you never talked before. Right? And so the cat's talking about giving her clues of what they should be doing next or something like that. So he's giving her information, not a whole lot of information because he's a cat, so he's supposed to be mysterious, the line he says is, I would tell you more if I could, ma'am, but I be a cat. And no cat anywhere was, I don't remember the whole line, but I would tell you more if I could, but I'm a cat, so I can't tell you everything. So with the keyword of generosity, I'm feeling like this is going to be, he's being generous, giving her any information at all. So you don't have to give a whole lot to be helpful. So either maybe you'll get a little help from somewhere. Maybe you're going to get a little boost. Or maybe you'll be the boost to someone who needs it. So that's the interpretation of that card. At the end, I'm going to try and string them all together and summarize, So the next one we have is the Five of Swords, which is conflict. I already knew that one. And I already talked about it a little bit. So the next one, what the heck? What got all over me? Is that my cat's dandruff or something? I don't know. Anyway, so the next one we're going to look up is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups satisfaction. Yeah, he's actually drinking that empty bottle. um, so yeah, they wanted information from the skeleton because he talks too as well, right? So they gave him an empty bottle. Like they started with a flask of water, and Molly Grew gives it to Schmendrick the magician, and says, "Well, I couldn't find any wine, but I thought if you had water to start." And the skeleton's laughing. "You can't turn water into wine, him." So anyway, so he actually drank the water out of the flask, and he's like, "Oh, this wine is not very good. Can't really smell it or whatever." And he's like, and the skeleton's like, "Give me the wine. I know I can't taste it, but I remember." So I'm feeling like, so if this is supposed to mean satisfaction, he's satisfied just to have the empty flask because he remembers wine. And it actually makes his little skull bones rosy in the movie. It's not here on this card, but like he is actually feeling the effects of an alcohol that isn't there. So he's satisfied without that. So I feel like maybe that means you can be satisfied without a vice that you're trying to step away from, maybe a little bit. He's satisfied with so little in this scene, So I don't know. I feel like it also could be like looking at your surroundings in a different way. Because I know that's a lesson I'm kind of in right now. I'm not really liking my circumstances, but if I think about them a different way and I'm grateful for everything I do have, that allows more space for things to get better, So anyways, the next two that came out were the 6 and 7 of swords. So let's see. Swords. Transition and deception. So this is transition. And I think this is the beginning of when she goes into the castle. Because she's wearing Schmendrick's robe. So it's right after she turned into a human. So this is transition. So now she's in a new body, in a new life, and with a new person next to her. So transition. And then 7 of swords is deception. And this is the part where he's freeing the unicorn from the cage in in Mommy Fortuna's traveling show of weird animals. I don't know. I forget what it was called, but not important. So deception is when he stole the keys to help her escape. I mean, first he tries magic, but he's like, "You deserve the services of a first-rate wizard, but you'll have to settle for the assistance of a second-rate pickpocket." So there is deception, but it's for a good reason in this scene, because she caged a unicorn, Iron is the only thing that can hold magical creatures. So the only thing that they can't get through. So that's all I know about that. Don't ask me to explain and go further. So there, in this scene, there is deception, but it's for a good reason. And it definitely, moves the plot along. So it came out with deception and transition. Interesting. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck was the Seven of Cups. Choices. Choices. So I feel like the bottom of the deck, which is usually the theme of a reading, plus this, there's choices that you're going to have to make, that you're going to have to be strong enough to make. This is where he's turning the unicorn into a human. And he didn't actually choose that form. He was just kind of like letting the magic move like into him and through him to save the unicorn somehow, because they were in trouble in that scene. So he didn't actually make the choice. Maybe he didn't have enough strength. So that's where that is. So memories of a past that didn't happen. Generosity of a little bit of information. Conflict, satisfaction, deception, and transition. So maybe you'll have to choose whether to be deceptive. I feel like after this conflict and after these choices, maybe that's where satisfaction comes. I'm not sure. I don't know if this reading helped. Please let me know if you got anything from it, or if you got nothing from it. Let me know that too, so that I know kind of if this is a direction I should do again, or I don't know. Let me know if this is the kind of thing, like if you want more intuitive readings of any kind, whether Oracle, Tarot, or the Pendulum. I'm not real sure about the runes just yet. They're so pretty though, and I love the way they feel in my hand. Like they're so smooth and pretty, and I just like them. I know this one's called Isa, and it stands for ice. I forget the like the meaning of it though, like anyway, let me know if any of this was anything you ever want to see again. I'm sorry. I wish I had like a little better footing with it. I don't know. I guess this is the end. All right. Talk to you later. See you next time.